Okay. Let's see. Hi, Benzo. A circle is never full.
A circle is never full.
That's what I called today's talk.
Oh.
There's no such thing as a perfect circle. It can't be done. Anyway. Because when you draw a circle, whenever somebody there's always the outside circle. There's two lines and they can't perfect the inside line.
Oh. That's different.
So they might be able, it's just a funny little thing. It's just a funny little thing that is part of my reality. Another funny little thing that happened today. Woke up, we had about 4 inches of snow and it was still coming down this morning. Wow. And I said, what kind of timeline are we on? It's May 6th. Everywhere I've ever lived, like 4 seasons can happen in one day.
Wow.
Except, like, it didn't snow a lot in Redding. In California, I didn't see a lot of snow there, but we did see snow. And then it would melt the same day. But it was just really peculiar because nobody... I watch the weather. I look at the weather sometimes several times a day because I'm tracking patterns. I track patterns. I'm looking at patterns in everything. People's behavior, my behavior. There's some days that I won't go out because I don't want society to have to put up with my mouth. And I put a lot of effort into staying nice and even keel. Because when I get worked up, when I just get excited about stuff, fearful people get scared. And it really annoys me. Because if they were self-assured, they would just be like, wow, man, this chick has a lot of energy, instead of, she's crazy. Which I get a lot of in Taos. I got it yesterday at the VA clinic. Bothered me. I don't like to be... See, crazy to me, the definition of a crazy person is somebody that causes harm to themselves or other people. And I don't do that. I just speak in facts, in terms, based on my life experience. And if people don't have life experience of their own, that's not on me. Go get your own, and maybe, perhaps, I will be more relatable to you. I didn't get the privilege of born and raised. I've been a worker bee. I've been in a support role since I was a little girl, because I've been the mother to my mother, even as a child. So, just on my live yesterday, I tried to call 4 people in leadership in the state of New Mexico. Couldn't get through, so this morning I woke up. It was about 2:30. I couldn't sleep. So I just sent them a link to my talk yesterday. Just sent them on. One of them, it was undeliverable. How last place state is it that your leadership email gets undeliverable because somebody put a typo in it? And I just copied it directly from the site. So somebody put a typo in it. How many? That's why veterans fall through the crack, because it's like, falls on deaf ears. I know it falls on deaf ears. I'm going to say it anyway, because that will project the vibrational frequency of truth in a world full of lies. It's one of the only things New Mexico excels in is corruption. Every day they're good on content about that. Every day. Strung out freaking state patrollers running into cars. You think he's the only one? They just have a high school education. They're no different than freaking these egomaniacal freaking with the revved up insides that are trying to match the outside. That's why people drive fast. It's called not using your energy wisely. It's just something that's in people. I remember Jason, this kid I went to high school with, Jason Neuer. He's a girl. We were in the same grade as her older brother. He got this like decked out like 68 like Camaro. That thing was fast. Kids should not have fast cars for first cars. They should have pieces of crap. And if they can learn how to treat that with respect and maintain it, then maybe that'll give them aspirations to buy themselves something in the future. America's just based on freaking spoiled brats as far as I'm concerned. People don't know how to do nothing for themselves. They just make somebody else do it. And now, state I live in, people don't even know how to do shit. Very few people do. And then as the years go on, the numbers get lower. It's not me. It's their lack of initiative and ambition. I have so much. I mean, I have degrees in like completely, entirely different things. I mean, the vastness of me is just, well, it makes people hate me. That's okay. We were blessed because the power held out, huh, Ma?
Yes.
It didn't go out. It went out for a lot of people because they didn't expect this snowstorm and it's like people that pay themselves 6 figures. You think that they would know everything there is to know about everything at all times, but they're fallible too, and people are still without basic needs that they have. It's getting weird how the playing field's being leveled. Mom and I have been watching Bob's Burgers. I freaking love that. Okay. Do you have any books on dreams? No, we wouldn't have anything like that. Meet me in periodicals. I'm just gonna freaking immerse myself in the world of Bob's Burgers, and I don't think I could ever be freaking mad ever again. See, I try to keep my spirits high. I just go out and I just get sucked down. If I get outnumbered, I just get sucked down to those lower vibrational frequencies. I match their energy. Because I know they're never going to match mine. So I got to go down to them and use little words and stuff like that. Don't speak the truth because liars see through, we're crazy. It's a difference in vibrational frequency. I was thinking about it this morning about, I was reminded about something about alcohol. And that... because I used to drink excessively. Like I would drink, but you got to stop drinking at like 8 o'clock because you got to go to work the next morning and your body has to metabolize it. But what people that drink every day don't realize, and it usually gets to that point, like people will control their drinking. But if you drink like me, you're not going to be able to at some point. And so you got to strategize and freaking... to be able to maintain your life, how you gotta juggle and shift and manipulate and do all these lower vibrational frequential behaviors. And so I remember one time I got a DUI when I was in the Air Force back in 2001 on Veterans Day. I was supposed to be in a parade, but I was at the cop shack. And actually I never really went to jail. I had to go. I did volunteer to get the blood test because I wanted the most accurate. I wanted to take responsibility for my actions. So it was better than a breathalyzer because that's how I am. I'm a person of integrity, and I have a whole history of it. Of like, even when I do the wrong thing, I end up doing the right thing. So, it was at that time in my life I was drinking a lot because I had the freedom to do so, and I was flight line support, and I remember going, like, we had morning notes, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was on the other flights because there were two cats. There was the 38th and the 45th and the 38th sides of the shop at 48, 38. In the Recce 5. Recce 5 was the military support plane. So I was on their side. Not for very long. Because there's verses everywhere you go, even in the same shop. So I was on their side, and Lee Tice, rest in peace, Lee. He died trying to save his stepson from drowning out in California years back. He was like a Bruce Lee. Like I work hard on my body still because he worked hard then. Anyway, he was like, who's been drinking? And people were just looking around. And then what occurred to me later is that like the way bodies metabolize alcohol is that it does it through the stomach. So people try to cover up the alcohol on their mouth with gum and stuff like that. You can't, because the smell of alcohol is derived from within. And there's people that drink so much that they might draw sober breaths. Though, if you did a blood draw, there would be alcohol percentage in because they maintain so much. They're never, and what makes us human? What makes us human is our breath. That is what animates us, is that we breathe. It cooperates with all of our other computer systems in our body. And that animates us. And however we are programmed, we are guided and directed and make choices to support that program. And so I went out this morning because it snowed, and I went out with the dogs and stuff, and my neighbor and it was like 6:30 this morning, and I don't see my neighbors ever. Like, I don't see people. Like, we're in our own dimension here. We don't see people. Like, there was a lost dog in the yard the other day, and they were like messaging me and stuff. It was a whole thing. And I was meditating. I can't, and thank goodness the dog got picked up by the owner. So, where was I? Well, I used to do, but so he's on the other side of the fence. He's like, yeah, I got to knock the snow off my, the tarps here. 'Cause there's all way down. He has those fancy, like, triangular covers and stuff. I'll have them one day at some place where I live. Anyway, so, and he was like 5 to 8 feet. Like, he was on the other side of the fence. And I could smell the alcohol. And it got me to thinking that people are proof. And I was one of them. So it's related. I'm based on my experience that I've had, that I was led, because people don't know, like, about the spiritual world. I spend more time in spiritual stuff in the ethers. The mirages, hell, my name is Margie. It's Mirage all mixed up. So I'm in the no place space, meditating, stuff like that. I'm no witch. I don't identify. So the best thing I got from AA is I don't identify with any group, nothing like that. Because clubs, they're always end up doing weird shit in clubs, and I don't want to do the weird shit that the club members do. So I just go solo in this incarnate. I used to be sad about it. I get less sad about it the older I get. Because there ain't cool people to hang out with. Like, I was thinking, man, it would be so fun to just freaking banter with the writers. Not the actors, not the people that read the lines, but the people that sit around the tables and write the lines of Bob's Burgers. Because I could contribute, because I'm all about the word whimsy. Anyway, that's why I like it so much. It's freaking, it's versatile. It's a full spectrum thing. And I'm going to do I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but I'm doing a project that I have mentioned in videos past with Bob Burgers. So that's cool. I'll let people know when it's done, where to go when they can see it. That's what I'm going to do. So, there are people that do things, go through extremes. They're extremist. There's extremists everywhere. I'm a kind of an extremist in terms of being a contrarian. I get people to think different than they have always thought. And people don't want that, to do that. They just want to think what they always thought, because that's going along with the program. And I never went along with the program. Not the same program. I made different choices to live from my heart and not from my ego. And my behavior has verified this for 5 decades now. So feel free to go out and try and find all the dirt on me, because every terrible dick sucking thing I ever done, I've said in this video, in one of these videos in the last 7 years. I've done my whole fifth step on YouTube. So anyway, being a person of proof. Not funny how alcohol is rated in proof? There are people that call themselves witches and warlocks and things like that will, no exaggeration, they go into the distilleries and they will do incantations over the alcohol just so the people that consume them do terrible things once they consume the alcohol. That is what they're setting the attention. They're letting the spirits run their ego. How many times have I heard, I didn't know what I was doing, I was drunk. I probably have said it 3 times until it occurred to me that because I make the conscious decision to ingest alcohol, that means I am making the conscious decision that I am doing anything that comes with that when I drink it. So if I kill somebody, I did it on purpose. If I did something in a blackout, I did it on purpose. Because I did it when I was drunk. When I'm sober, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing most stuff people, dirty dick things people want me to do. Because I don't like the things that they do. It's not even any fun. So I was so stoked that that Emily Pike was acknowledged by Sloan Bella, that she did a video for her. That stoked me. I was stoked about that. I was like I probably will meet Sloan Bella one day. I probably will. And I've done that a lot. I'm a seer. It's just what I do. I go back 7 years in my videos and I'm a lot more accurate than any other astrologer. Because I give, yeah. I mean, well, let's see. How about consistently accurate in my dictations? Because I go by psychology, and a lot of people, they only look at, they only go by astrology based on their life experience. And a lot of these people are just, they're going along with the program. See, because I don't even live in the world where money is a fact. It doesn't rule my life. It never has. Because I can still find comfort without it, because I had the greatest teachers. I had the greatest teachers. Oh, it's funny. I wear my shirt today. Dumb orange guys trying to open it again. And I was like, oh man, now people are going to think I'm in line with that fool. And I am absolutely not. I don't acknowledge anybody that talks about politics. We are not in the same frequency. We're not on the same dimension. You're still down there playing reindeer games. People that, celebrate holidays, you're still on the old program. You're still on the same old timeline. We got nothing to talk about. It discourages me that I got to interject and that people still act the way that they act. I mean, I'm cool with people until they're not with me. And then I'll just match their energy. So I think that they got the video. I think somebody at the VA got it, because I did get a little flash this morning of about 32 views. So all I did was I sent them, this is what I did. Just introduce myself. Just went to the leadership tab. Here. If you go to the NMDVS, which is the New Mexico Department of Veterans Services, what I did is you scroll down in the menu on the bottom, it says leadership. So I clicked on that, and because as you saw in my live, I tried to I tried to call the cabinet secretary to no avail, Jameson Herrera. Tried to call this is the guy that his email is. No, that's not the one. And then, like, you couldn't, the hyperlink, on some of them, it's connected to both of them, so you gotta hit it just right. Like, it's called human computer interface. It's how functional your website is, data information in conjunction with clickability. So, I couldn't get a hold of anybody on the phone, so I just put them all on an email. And I said, this is a link explaining my experience with the Taos VA clinic on May 5th, 2025. I hope I get some sort of feedback. Their behavior was deplorable, and I deserve better. So, it's out of my hands. See, that's why I don't rage. I don't retaliate, because vengeance is not mine. Vengeance is not mine. It is all for the Lord. It is not for me to freaking retaliate. It's not for me to go after anybody. All I can do is share my experience with my mouth. And see, the thing of it is, I was thinking about it this morning. Like, Marge, your energy is just, whoa, so potent, you know. And what I found is my potent energy scares people. I've been fucking beat up, because I'm not a violent person, because people are scared and threatened and intimidated because of their shit that has nothing to do with me. They got violent. So I'm not a violent person. The thing is I have all this energy inside, and when I was little, my brother used to beat the shit out of me. Like, more than brother-sister stuff. He was a wrestler, dude. And I was his dummy. Like, he's almost dislocated my, like, he's like, Dick, stop. Like, I'm tapping out, and he just like, I don't fucking care if it hurts you. And then he'd do stuff like throw his, he's just a jerk, you know, because he watched my dad treat me like shit because of his own shit. So then he learned to treat me like shit. At one point, I was like, why are you so, why are you, like, I don't understand why you're so mean to me. He's like, because I wanted to teach you how mean can be. And I said, well, why couldn't you have been my safe place? In a world where all the men are mean to me, you could have been the one that was my ally. But you wanted to be like them. So you gotta let things go. Learn unattachment. And I still get very attached to things. I just don't get attached to things that most of the world gets attached to. So, had a really good massage yesterday. I'm glad I do that for myself. See, people are talking about their healing journey, and I'm like, well, how long does their stuff? How long did their days of darkness last? Because I've been sustaining a vibrational frequency of gratitude in a dark night of the soul for about 8 years now. I'm coming out of it, but it has not been easy. I think I'm for the better. I have to be, because ain't nobody's going to take care of Mom. It's just me. And she's such a neat lady, man. She deserves so much better. She deserves like 20 kids being around her playing and laughing. Grandma ran it, Grandma. But because people have their own shit, other people get thrown away. So those are the people that I am for. I am for the throwaways, and I will make a place for throwaways. Because there's too many people that are being thrown away. Where I live, there's the Gorge Bridge. And being an empath such as myself, I know when people jump off the bridge before I read it in the news. We can create a world where people want to stay here. We can create a world where people don't have to suffer. We can. People just have to, put the controller down from their little console and go outside. Sometimes you got to do work that freaking stinks and it's gross and it's nasty and nobody likes doing it. We got to do it because we got to get through the task. Because there's too many people let themselves go. And when you let people let themselves go, they feel bad about themselves. And when they feel bad about themselves, they take it out on the whole world. And I know this because I've done it. I am guilty of the same things. That's why I try so hard to do everything I can to stay chill. And then people fucking treat me like I'm stupid. Or I'm crazy. And it's like, I get we're not the same frequency, but I didn't call you names until you called me names. Anyway, a lot of people are having a real hard time. We're not. Because we do the foot prayers. And I learned my lessons. And I'm not making all the same mistakes that I made before. My brother says, I said, you make so many mistakes. And I said, yeah, they're not all the same ones. I make new ones. I'm very creative. Because I'm trying this and I'm trying that because of my astrology. I'm just me being me. And then I have to rise above my astrology because my brother was because I used to fold, I'd buckle, like he'd do things and then there would be a breaking point and I would hold out. I would take it and take it and take it and take it, and there was a point that I just couldn't take it. Like, okay, it hurts, whether it be pinching me or frickin' like whatever, like it was like a test of endurance, an Aries girl having a Virgo brother, and I wouldn't cave for a long time, and then it would get to the point that I'd cave, or he did this thing, even until I was adult, he would hold me down, and he would grab my feet, and he would pull on my toes until they popped. But see, people don't respect my boundaries, and that's why I have to walk away, because ever since I got these 8 anthrax vax, like, stress is induced into my energy field, and I'm just instantly like, boom, let's go, bitch. Like, it's just how I'm wired, and I know you can't be like that. It's not nice to be like that, but when people get stupid with me, I get stupid with them. And I try to keep it cool, so I try to keep it, try to keep it all nice and light and stuff, right? Just keep it nice and light. And then when people, because I read energy, like, they play with me. I don't like to be toyed with. Mostly I'll just let it go. Because they're not real, they're not fucking, it's not like I'm playing chess with them. It's more like I'm playing that like, Yahtzee or something.
Yahtzee.
Kismet. though. People become proof with booze. Mortal Kombat from Sorry. See, oh, that's what I was thinking about that. Like when we were growing up, we played games like Sorry, and we'd end up rolling around like fighting blowout because it wrecks stuff. Like someone's set up to win and someone can like ruin everything for them. Like you learn a lot about people and how they play games. That's why I like to play games, because I'm learning how they're gonna act when they're out in the real world. You know, are they gonna play fair? Most people don't play fair. That's when I just walk away. That's why I don't identify it with a world where freaking it's run by false idols. Like, it's not my world. Like, I'm creating a different world. I don't care about galas and all that superficial shit. And I know that more people do. The clinic I went to yesterday, there were 16 cars in the parking lot. I live in Taos, New Mexico, for the dermatologist, because people are getting so much shit shot in their face. Because instead of doing the work, do the work, you'll look okay. Because it's an energy thing. What you get out, the effort that you put in. So if you try at least, you're going to do better than shooting a bunch of shit in your face. But it's the easier, softer way. And people want that shortcut. People want that quick fix. Everybody's taking those freaking pills to lose weight and stuff. That's so nice for them. That is so nice for them. They're still not on my freaking plane, because I did it the hard way. My whole life has been doing things the hard way, while I watch planet Earth do it the easier, softer way, and I kept my mouth closed for years, waiting for people to step into their integrity. And that's why freaking the res never gets better, because people leave. They don't ever go back to make it better. And I fucking end up back where mom was thrown away from. Where generations have just thrown away their kids. Or that's half of it. The other half is they fucking enable their kids so much that accountability is not a vibrational frequency that people latch on to in New Mexico. They don't want to be accountable. Fuck, no, chief of police. No, it's just a dirty. It's just because of what they choose to do with their free will. And then they get mad at me because I talk about what they do with their free will. Lie, cheat, steal, misappropriate funds. I mean, the list goes on. It's not me, it's them. I just talk about people's behavior. I don't do the behavior of the people that I talk about. Jeez. So, we'll see. Evidently, people are raising in vibrational frequency, and they're having a great awakening, and there's a huge shift. But I'll believe that when more people start putting their money where their heart is. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.